we're going to learn the last topic of this session, that is the need for HRM approach. The employer and the employee, both of them, they should actually work for the success of the company. There is a humanization of work environment in industrial advanced countries like Japan, USA and Germany, etc. You will get employees who are really skillful as well as they can render their services. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here. Now this is the last session where I'll be explaining you about the need for human resource approaches. Now we have studied the importance, significance, scope and the nature of HRM. Now you need to understand that why we are supposed to have HRM. That is called the need of HRM approach. So these are the following things which are the real need of HRM. The first one is for good industrial relations. You really need HRM. Secondly is all about it creates organizational commitment. So whenever organization have a commitment, now the HRM is the person who actually goes with it, and he and his team will actually maintain the commitment of the organization, that is through the employer and employee combination as well as the employee to the employer commitment. The next one is meeting with changing environment. Now you need to know that the entire business is always into the changing environment, that is micro environment and macro environment. Whenever there is a change, whenever there is a dynamic nature or contingent nature, HRM plays a very important role to upheal all those things which the changes should actually have. Next is change in political philosophy. The minute the political philosophy changes, even then HRM should remain the same and they are supposed to work for the unity of the organization. Enhance pressure on employees. Now whenever there is a pressure on employees, what happens is HRM, that is human resource management, should always motivate the employees for the getting more productivity and efficiency from them. And lastly, meeting research and development requirement. Any new updation, any new creativity, innovation, R&D is actually required. How will you actually get to know us? Through HR management. So these are the needs of HRM approaches. Now I'll be going one by one where I'll explain you what exactly all these points are. First one we'll go with is for good industrial relations. Now for the good industrial relation, you are supposed to know that there are large spread unrest, labor management disputes, lack of trust in each other, increasing expectations of workers, growing of militancy in trade union, etc. So here you need to understand that there are a lot of problems related to the human resource management, whereas in the labor side as well as the employer side, that is there is large spread unrest labors. Now here labor and management, if you understand what happens is the employee and the employer will always have the disputes and they have lack of trust. And when you have this lack of trust and disputes, what happens is the work will not happen smoothly or it will not function according to what we have already planned or committed upon. Now here usually what happens is you should always have a industrial relation, that is employer and employee relation should be very much good. It should be like a two-way traffic. It's not like a one-way traffic where employer will tell everything to the employee and employee does it for no benefit. Or it should not be like employee is actually having more dispute with the employer and he isn't performing at all. So both the ways you are supposed to understand, you should have an equal and both opportunities should always fall and both of them should have a win-win situation where the employer is happy with the employee as well as the employee is happy with the employer. Next one we have is these factors have generated a gap among workers and management. Now because there is no industrial relationship which is proper, what really happens is there is a huge gap between the employer and an employee. So employer and an employee, whenever there is a dispute, there is a person called the manager, that is a human resource manager, who bridges the gap between the employer and the employee, and whatever happens, he is a person who should actually unsolve the kind of a dispute which was raised. He should solve it. The next one we have is both sides are blaming of exploitation by the other side. Say example, employer will always feel that he is paying more salary or more wages to the employee, and employee isn't performing well. That is what the employer feels. In the meanwhile, the employees also feel that they are getting less payment, but the work is done more from their end. So here both of them are criticizing each other, saying that one of the party is being exploiting the other parties. Next is, in the absence of cordiality in an organization, the performance of workers is adversely affected. So hence we can say that there should be a very good relation between the industrial things. The reason here you need to understand is the employer and the employee, both of them, they should actually work for the success of the company, and to enhance more productivity, the employer need to treat the employees very good. So both the ways you are supposed to understand, the employer responsibility is also there, employees responsibility is also there. Next is create organizational commitment. Now we understood about the relationship about the employer and the employee. Please understand this. There is a humanization of work environment in industrial advanced countries like Japan, USA and Germany, etc. The same way you are supposed to also have it in India. Globalization of economy has exposed Indian industries to international competition. It's only because of the globalization of economy. Now we are also very much important in the entire world organization. Next is an improvement in efficiency and quality of work can only achieve when workers develop organizational commitment. Now a worker should always have what? A worker should always have the organizational commitment through his work. And lastly, it is HRM approach helps in creating a sense of pride for the organization among the employees. So here you should always know that HRM will always have a pride over the other employees. The reason is they are the one who are dealing with the real human resources. So you need to actually maintain a commitment, and you are supposed to always render to the commitment given by the organization, as well as you should have a peace with the workers and the management. Next one is meeting with changing environment. Now the business environment is changing rapidly. We all know that technological improvements have revolutionized production process. Now though technology is there, man has been replaced by machine, but still the people whoever are working in an organization, they should be guided properly, motivated properly, and still they are supposed to be retained as an employee, so that they'll actually work more efficient in the coming days. Automation has been introduced in office operations, but let me tell you, to operate this automation kind of a thing, you need human being. Good communication methods have revolutionized important areas of business. Therefore, there is a need to cope with new and changing situation. Now, in the pandemic also, if you can see human resource management, how well it is happening is, even the work should happen, but still the safety should also be seen. So what the other companies have decided is, now they thought that they are supposed to go for a work where it is like offline plus online. Now here what exactly this offline and online combination is, because of the changing environment, even the HRM has also changed. Example I'll tell you. Earlier they used to come to the company and work, but now they are going for work from home. So here what has happened, still there is a person who is in the HR team who will manage who is working and who is not working. So here what happens, they got to know that people are working more in the house rather than coming to the office and then working. So this is what the changing relationship which happens in the environment. And the operational efficiency of workers must cope up with revolutionary change in the technology which necessity new approaches to manpower. Now, the organizational efficiency of workers must cope up with revolutionary. Now, whenever there is a change, the HRM should always go for a change, and they are supposed to train those people for adapting these revolutionary changes. That's the reason we need HRM. Change in political philosophy. Now, how politics and human resource will be together, I'll just tell you here. Political philosophy has also undergone a substantial change all over the world. The new approach is to develop human resource properly for making that better use. Now, the scarcest resource, though it is called finance, but still I'll tell you, you are supposed to make sure that human resource is being placed very good, and you are supposed to nurture human resources. The reason is you need to get more better use of it. It's only through human resource planning. In India, certain central government has created a separate ministry as human resource development and put it under the senior cabinet ministers. The reason is they want the every people actually to be a skilled person so that they can contribute something to the society as large. This shows the importance given to human resource in India, which opened up a door for fresh approach to human resource development in the industrial sector too. That means in the entire industrial relationship, if you understand that the human resource development has been given a separate funding, so that many people whoever are skilled or people who have the urge to be skilled, they can actually come and they can work together for the achievement of the productivity in their own zones. Now, here you need to understand that we have so many laws like labor law, factories act, companies act, partnership act. You have so many other kind of acts where humans are treated equally. Now, there is no discrimination between gender, there is no discrimination between religion or community or caste. The reason is everybody should be treated equally. When they have that equality, what happens is their standard of living will also change. That's the reason the government of India has put the human resource development as a separate central or senior cabinet minister. Now, here why they do it is they always want to change the entire policy of human resources. That's the reason Denmark or Finland, if you understand, they have changed their working culture totally different. The way Denmark have gone with this, they want the workers to only work for 5 years. Now, in India earlier, when Britishers were there, humans were treated as something else, right? So there was nothing called human resource management. There was something called personnel management, where people were supposed to work 10 hours. Now the political philosophy have changed. That is, for any person whoever works in any of the industries or factory, he or she need to work only for 8 hours. In that 8 hours, they are supposed to get 1 hour as a break. Now, there is a lot of philosophy which is happening in the political area where they feel that human resource should be actually maintained as well as developed properly. After that, next one we have is enhanced pressure on employees. Now, you need to always see that you are not supposed to strain your employees, you are supposed to train your employees. The technological innovation have made possible the use of sophisticated machines, the installation, monitoring of machines, maintenance and controlling of operation, etc. require large number of trained and skillful personnel. Though you have gone for sophisticated machine, but to manage those you are supposed to have skilled and trained personnel. Technicians, repairers and service people are also necessary. That is what it is. Next, the more the technical development and automation, the more would be dependency on human being. That's the reason you are supposed to understand you should always manage human resource management. There should be, therefore, be greater need of human approach to manpower. So whatever happens, whether it is political philosophy or a rapid change of environment, or if you go with the enhanced pressure on employees, you need to understand whatever happens, you are supposed to manage the human resource properly. The reason is the more and more technology is happening, you are supposed to train your employees to the same extent. Now, here what happens is you will get employees who are really skillful, as well as they can render their services in a big company as well. So these are the things which happens in the enhanced pressure on the employees. Meeting research and development requirement. Now, fresh initiatives have emphasized on research and development in the realm of industry, also led to a new policy of human resource development to cope up increasingly. Now, here what happens is when they go with increasing demand of technical capable people, as a result, a need arose for new approach to human resource. So here, whatever is happening, every time there is a change, when there is a change, you are supposed to always, you should train up your people so that they can withstand to any changes which happens in future. So example, this pandemic of COVID-19. Now what it really meant is life and business is uncertain. We are supposed to get prepared for everything, and this is a lesson where we have learned that how we are supposed to help ourselves, plus we are supposed to help the company at large. So these are the things, the reason why we need a human resource management, that is the approaches. Now I have given you all the details here. If you have any doubt regarding this, please do call us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.